This is going to get better by the minute over here.
He's at the gym 7 days a week. He's looking like $1 million.
By design.
He could start old number 64 over here. Could start for the Bills right now, right? Okay, everybody, we're gonna get this thing kicked off. Mr. Laurie, we'll go right to Mr. Laurie first.
Oh, good evening, everyone. Are we ready, Tom? We are live here at Niagara Falls City School District for our August 28th board meeting. It's a voting meeting, so at 7 o'clock we need to be concluded so that we could have the board vote on resolutions, personnel, etc. in a timely fashion. Welcome everybody to our meeting. Before we get started with a couple of presentations, I wanted to make some introductions. First of all, you may have met Markesia Morris before. She's been here for audit committee, but we love having her here. She's an accountant with us, and we're really pleased and happy to have her on our team. How long have you been here in the district? 2 years? It feels like 20. It feels like you've been here 20. That's right. She's supposed to say it feels like 20. And then we have found a better looking Earl Smeal. A better looking Earl Smeal. That's all I can say. Much like Earl, Michael Macri is our interim facilities director. Mr. Macri is just completing his third week. Like Earl and Mr. Bilson, Mr. Macri is a LaSalle explorer, a 1999 graduate of LaSalle. We're not holding that against him in any way.
I'm holding it for him. Heavily.
But I want to welcome Mr. Macri to the board meeting. He has a distinct record. For 1 year, he never missed watching a meeting online. Is that correct? He watched every one of our meetings. He called it must-see TV, and I really appreciate that. He felt that way. But welcome, Mr. Macri, to our interim director position. As you know, we respect the civil service requirements and rules. We continue to work with the city of Niagara Falls as they completed their canvass. We work with our human resources department to make sure that we followed all of the rules and regulations, and that's why the title of interim precedes Mr. Macri's current position. But I will tell you, members of the board and viewing public, he's hit the ground running as one of our great district electricians for 4 years. He had a good knowledge of the buildings and a good knowledge of the staff, and you'll hear from him momentarily, but I wanted to thank you on a great first 3 weeks. So welcome aboard. And unlike Mr. Smeal, I'll try not to pick on you. I'll pick on Mr. Bilson more. That's what he appreciated. We have a couple of topics, and then we really want to give you a status of the opening of school readiness. But before we do this, sometime during the past year, the New York State Board of Regents passed a requirement through Education Law 818. And Education Law 818 required me to attest that our literacy programs were in alignment with the science of reading. I charged Mr. Corella as the Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum Instruction and Mrs. Buckman with working through this process, not only to complete the survey for my signature, but to make sure that all of our programs are reading, science of reading compliant. And this law requested that the attestation be submitted by the 1st of September, and we will make that deadline. But I wanted to publicly show what the requirements of that attestation were and how we submitted it, so that we were doing this in a public meeting. And I'll let Rick and Carrie take it from here. It's not very long, right, Rick?
No, not at all. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the new school year. Mr. Guarneri, this doesn't seem to be working.
There it is.
There we go. So I'm going to start off just by reviewing what the requirement was. As Mr. Laurie mentioned, in about 18 months ago, they amended Education Law 818 to include the requirement that Mr. Laurie described. Currently, that requirement is in place for grades pre-K through 3, although it's not unlikely that that requirement may be edged up to other grades. The State Education Department has provided us with a lot of guidance for the upper grades as well. So when we talk about our alignment to the science of reading and everything that we're doing district-wide to raise our capacity, it does extend well past grade 3. The actual requirement was to review our practices, both in our curriculum materials, and the instructional practices that we expect our teachers to use in the classroom every day to make sure that they are aligned. Mrs. Buckman's going to show you the alignment document that we received. All of the districts across the state were asked to review that and use it as their guidance. So the attestation needed to be completed no later than September 1st, although we did have a lot of lead time to align. So we'll talk a little bit about what we've done and where we are, and I'll turn it over to Carrie at this point.
Thank you. Good evening. So as we stand today, our attestation has been submitted and approved. We submit it through the portal, and it's online and reviewed at State Ed, and happy to say it's been approved. We have updated the curriculum that we needed to and the resources that we use in order to make that attestation, to attest to the fact that our materials and curriculum and resources are all aligned with the science of reading. And with that, with those updates, it requires training of staff. So when this was first starting to come to be, many of us took courses that were offered by NYSET and by SUNY New Pulse. So Mr. Krella, myself, took the course. We earned micro-credentials in this topic so that we knew exactly where we were heading. And with that, we planned a whole summer schedule of professional development that will bleed into the fall, so that all of our teachers are brought up to speed and up to date with the science of reading. And we have these areas, they refer to them as the pillars. So the pillars that we have to address are listed here, and the first 6 of them, phonemic awareness, phonics, vocabulary, fluency and comprehension, and oral language. You've heard us talk about these pillars before. We've been before you and talked to you about these areas. And these are the key components of the science of reading, in addition to writing and early reading interventions.
Okay, so I want to give you a little bit of detail about how we got here. So what did we do and what kind of timeline did we follow in order to be able to finish the attestation? The first thing that we did, as Carrie mentioned, was we needed to educate ourselves, and we needed to build awareness with our staff in general. So we used most of our professional learning time last school year to address these topics. So we had time with all of our teachers in November, January, and March, where we could get them all together so that they all heard the same message and experienced the same thing. The next thing that we did was we surveyed our teachers and asked them to self-reflect on what they knew and what they didn't know about the science of reading, and also what they felt they needed to know more about. The last part of that was we asked them, how would you like to learn about it? Do you prefer in-person workshops? Do you like virtual offerings? Is summer best? Is after school and Saturdays best? So we have a lot of data that helped us plan what we did over the coming months. So the next phase was all of the detail work, which was quite detailed and took quite a long time. But we are very fortunate because of the resources and support that you have dedicated to our office. We've been able to build a strong cohort of instructional coaches that can complete this work under Mrs. Buckman and my guidance. So what we did starting in January is we set aside every Thursday afternoon. We just skipped a few here and there where other things were going on. And we met here and assembled all of our research and began to plan our activities to transition to full alignment. That mostly revolved around professional development. So we did the research, we designed our own in-house workshops based on all of those pillars, and then we rolled out a large schedule of summer training. You saw that in June. I believe Mr. Laurie asked me to show it to you. So how did it go this summer? We had 380 seats filled in all of the different, there were 8 main workshops that we offered. That's a duplicated count because many teachers took multiple workshops, but they were extremely well attended. They, as Carrie also mentioned, they will also roll into the fall because this kind of work and making these shifts is not a one and done endeavor. We have to keep offering support on the ground from our instructional coaches and continuing to refine our practices through continued professional development. So it'll continue into this school year. But as of right now, we are completely aligned with the guidance that the state has put forth. And again, I want to thank you for dedicating those resources to us because it has made it possible. We have the internal capacity. Mr. Laurie often asked me, how are we doing? How is it going? And I was always fortunate enough to be able to tell him, I'm very confident that we're going to get to where we need to be because we have the internal capacity. We have 5 very, very skilled English language arts instructional coaches at the elementary level, and they worked with us all spring, and they are the facilitators and presenters that turn key to the teachers this summer.
And you can see by the number of seats filled that they have a very eager audience to receive this information. The professional development that we were able to deliver was, as I have already stated, about the pillars. Another major shift is in small group instruction. They have to learn new ways of delivering small group instruction, the classroom teachers do. And one of our resources is called Foundations, and that there's always room for us to grow and learn how to use that resource best. Our book studies, we wanted to give a special mention to. We were able to purchase these 5 titles, and our coaches were able to lead book studies that lasted for weeks, where teachers would read a certain amount of pages in the book, they would meet online, and they would come prepared to discuss what they've read together. So they were able to read, study, discuss, and really collaborate and take to heart what they've read in these highly esteemed titles on this topic.
Today we kicked off the new school year with a day of professional development where we repeated a lot of these topics, in particular targeted to those folks who are not able to partake in any of the summer workshops. And one of the things that those who did asked us for today was if we could continue to offer the virtual book studies. That seems to be a very popular way for them to get the information and to collaborate with each other.
So in the end, we just wanted to summarize it by letting you know that the procedures that were set forth by the state in order to allow us to attest to the fact that we're aligned, we followed the procedures. We made the necessary adjustments. We are continuing and will always continue to support our teachers in learning and developing. And we have really been dedicated to this task and enjoying the work along the way. I want to add that in, so that we are able to press the button, as so to speak, by the deadline and become approved.
So what happened on the internal guts of the survey, where there were a lot of yes and no questions. I didn't fill it out. I looked at it and trusted the two of them to get it ready for my signature, but I read the survey to make sure I was comfortable what I was attesting to. If you extrapolate what you just saw presented, it answers the questions on the survey. For instance, are you using the 7 or 8 pillars? Yes or no? Yes, we are. Are your programs, are you preparing professional development on these 7 pillars? Yes or no? Will you have continuous professional development on these pillars? Yes or no? Able to check yes, yes, yes. To show you the survey, we just see a lot of boxes saying yes. The guts of it are right here. I wanted to also tell you, probably the biggest leap we had to make when this attestation came forward was to expand to grade 3. We had always been doing a lot of science of reading foundations K to 2. Was it K or K to 2? Last year, Rick led a pilot and some work to get ready for grade 3. Now we are fully foundations prepared in grade 3, and we're fully in alignment in grade 3. We had really just gone to 2nd grade, but the attestation was necessary to get to grade 3. We were going there before the attestation came out anyways. So we were able to say yes in each grade, in each pillar. That's really what the guts of the survey said. The state accepted it, reviewed it, and gave us our stamp of approval. So I'm very comfortable, I'm very confident in what we're doing. I'm more confident because I see the attention to the professional development that the teachers have taken and that they will be doing in their classroom. I've charged the administrators, along with Rick and Carrie, and being those that are reviewing that this is not only on paper attested to, but actually happening for kids. It's actually happening for kids. And I am very comfortable telling you that I have not one qualm about where we are with the science of reading. One last distinction I would make, just so you're aware, in some states where they have this, Ohio is the one that sticks out in my head, they gave the school districts and teachers a list of programs they could use and not use. That is not what New York State did. New York State went off of standards and pillars. As long as you were teaching those standards and pillars and using a research-based model, they would accept it. So it was never a matter that you're using program X and you can't use program Y. As long as we had proven that we could teach to those pillars, we were going to get accepted. Is that accurate?
It is.
And our state did not didactically list each program. However, I will tell you, and I want to personally thank the teachers at Kalfas and Bond for adapting, supporting, and integrating the use of foundations into their daily lessons, because there was we were using a program as a supplement called Fontes and Pinnell, and you may have heard of that. They are now using as their primary program foundations, but Ms. Buckman, working with them, has not taken Fontes and Pinnell away from them or banned it. They're using elements of Fontes and Pinnell to support the pillars and to support foundations. Pretty well said, or
yes,
no?
they're using the Wonders
Wonders
program. Yes.
Wonders program. So we are fully attested.
And I just want to add the information piece that was sent around, the alignment document from the state, it states they do not endorse any program whatsoever. Right. And then they repeat that over and over.
Yeah, let's punctuate that point. They don't endorse any program or disendorse any program. It's about the art of teaching. It's about the pedagogy of the work. It's not a program. It's about the art of teaching and the art of following those pillars and those standards that way. It's not about programs. Programs are tools to help you get to the pillars.
I just had a chance to look at that booklet very quickly, but it seems very much orientated to a speech therapist presentation.
Well, oral language is a very big part of it, and it's, with the younger students, they need to be able to hear language and then speak, and it's one of the pillars. It's so important. It's like the beginning of reading is oral speech, is being able to hear letters, hear sounds, and take it from there.
Do we have, I'm just asking the questions, and if you don't want to answer it, don't, but do we have a speech therapist working with the teacher in the room?
Yes, we have several speech teachers and speech therapists. We have, I'm not sure exactly how many we have, but all of our students with IEPs for speech are serviced by a speech teacher.
And I think if I could extrapolate from your point, Mr. Kinsemi, it was something that raised that our speech teachers are not just working solely one-on-one in a room in isolation. We need to continue to integrate them more into the instruction of K to 3 and teaching, so that they're part of that oral language pillar. Am I reading that correctly?
I'm just questioning that. Some of our students are going to have IEPs.
Yep.
And are they going to be serviced any differently? Will they be serviced any differently, or it'll all be one part of the one program?
Students with IEPs versus students without?
Students who have IEPs that require therapy, for example, 3 times a week.
It should not affect that. They should still, they will not be diminished in any way. They will still receive what they are entitled to receive based on the testing that they've been given, and what the school psychologist and their whole team decides what the child needs. They would still receive it.
The therapy that they receive is a means to an end. So they need to learn how to read, and they need to recognize sounds and the letters that are represented by those sounds. So the speech teacher helps them get to that, to build
basically
that skill
going
along
back
with
to
their
the old
regular
phonics.
teacher. Pardon?
I know.
Basically going back to the old phonics.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's what
It really is about phonics.
Yeah.
And we've been teaching phonics forever. We've been doing it. This is just another way to package it. Yeah. Phonics is a huge part of this.
Mm-hmm.
We've never stopped teaching it.
Correct.
Ever. We've never stopped teaching it. Or shouldn't have ever stopped. If we did, I'm not aware of it. So you're right. Oral language is a key, one of the 7 pillars, or how many pillars are there? 6 pillars.
Yep,
I wanted to add another pillar, but
it's okay.
I proposed adding a 7th pillar, but they said, no, I got vetoed out of it. Okay? Thank you. Great job. Thank you for getting that approved. We are going to, so I really appreciated that academic presentation on the attestation of the science of reading, and I really appreciated the fact that the state approved our plan of the science of reading and all of the changes we made in our instruction for the science of reading, and that we are fully aligned. And I really appreciate the state giving us the stamp of approval. So good job, Rick, Gary, and to the teachers. Okay, school readiness. Guess what? 7,000 kids are coming Wednesday if we're ready or not, but the good news is we're ready. We are ready. We are ready. We are ready for year 133. Yeah, I just wanted to thank Angelo for being part of 112 of those years. And we're ready for year 103. And we thought we would throw him right into the fire and let Mr. Macri jump in and talk a little about, okay, you've been on the job for 14 days. Yeah. You should have everything done by now.
Should be done.
So
We're getting there.
How are we doing with maintenance?
We're doing very well with maintenance right now. So currently with our fire alarm systems with the district, we're at 70% complete with each building. Our playgrounds are inspected for 2025. The district is on pace really well with our cleaning schedule. We're 95% with these schools. Our backflow preventers that are required by the city and the state They're all tested, certified. We have 15 classrooms at Cataract, and we're at 6 now at Abbott that were freshly painted.
Oh, that's why Lynn and the team are here, just to
Yeah.
try and get the number up. I get it.
Yeah, and also at Abbott, I got to mention Pat Mayetta and his cleaning staff.
Yeah.
They have went above and beyond with that floor in that building. The terracotta flooring, they completely stripped it down, polished it. It's beautiful the way that came out. Like you walk in there, it's like a totally different building right now.
Yeah.
Really nice. If you get a
And-
chance, got to see that building.
And you just approved Pat at the previous meeting as the custodian with our friend retiring, and our administrators are here. Lynn, agree? Go ahead.
Yeah. I was at the Abbott Open House yesterday. I was very, very impressed with how clean. The floor was so shiny, I was afraid to walk on it. Every classroom that I went in was organized. I took pictures because even some of the kids that were there saying, wow, this don't look like last year. So to me, every job is important. And I believe in giving due where due is due. So I want to commend your staff for the way Abbott looked. I took pictures of it.
Beautiful.
Did
And,
you talk about, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you also had to pull into the driveway.
Yes, the driveway, I couldn't believe it, because the last time I was at Abbott, I was dodging potholes. I didn't know which way to go. I took pictures of it.
Yep.
Because I was just amazed at it. So kudos to you and your staff. And if every school looked like that, it's amazing,
Yeah, that's
wonderful.
actually in another slide that Abbott had their front parking lot repaved, relined. We had fresh signage put up and speed bumps.
And I know, Mr. Velardo, you got to High Park.
Yeah, I was at Hyde Park's open house this evening before I came to the meeting, and it was just spectacular. The floors look brand new. There's a lot of depth to it. It looked like a mirror. And in general, the whole building was very, very well done. The walls were clean, floors were, the desks were, the building looked just great.
Yeah.
And it did a good job.
I'll chime in. I don't know if you got there yet, so maybe there's room for improvement, but I was just at the high school. I was just at the high school. My daughter is going into her freshman orientation. The high school looked great. And maybe you didn't get there yet, but hey, maybe it'll look even better.
Yeah.
And I want Miss Dunn to write my Google reviews for my businesses. She is unbelievable. We got to get her a gift card or something.
Well, let me tell you just about the high school, and then I'll let you get back, Mr. Macri. We had a fortuitous visit by the governor this week, and I'll talk with Harjad about this in a minute. But they got put under the gun last week. Usually they're scrambling this week because they have summer school and all the activities. But Mr. Macri mobilized last Wednesday or Thursday. I told him, get ready, the governor's coming. Everything's got to look like it was just built. And I think one of the nice things is they moved that monstrosity of a table when you come in the front door with the new window coming in. It opens that front back up, polished the floors, the cafeteria. I mean, the team from the governor's office was highly impressed, and the superintendent from Lackawanna said, how old is this place? It's 25, 26 years old? I said, yeah, it is. Got him into the cafeterias. Areas that we're usually not ready for at this time of the year looked really, really top-notch.
It looked great tonight. And I will say also, Maple Avenue, the grounds crew did an amazing job this week.
Yeah.
It looks wonderful.
Yeah.
Everything looks great.
Yeah, and thank you, Rob. At high school, they had planted some gardens behind the cafeteria where the pergolas that we built were. They were all weeded and bedded and perched up high, and the grounds did an amazing job too. So we have some work to do for the next 2 or 3 days. We can't rest on all our laurels, but I think what you saw is indicative of the other 12 or 13 facilities. Mike?
Yeah, the grounds crew for the high school, above and beyond how that garden on the side, Frank and the crew with the interior cleaning of the high school at that desk, unbelievable. And also, we had, at 79th Street School, we had 5 new trees installed. The grounds department did that in the back parking lot for some shade on the building. We can, Beneva Bond, the parking lot lights have all been upgraded to LED by the electrical department. All of our secure vestibules at every school are probably a little bit past the 95% complete, just a few little pieces of door hardware here and there.
The one remaining vestibule, I think, that we're waiting a big piece for is Maple Avenue. There is a big piece of glass, is it glass, Mike?
Glass.
Big piece of glass that came to us at the beginning of the month, and when they took it out of the box, it was shattered into a million pieces. So obviously, it arrived that way. We had to send it back. We're working with Sterling Glass. I told them that if need be, they can work on Saturday to get that piece of glass installed back in. Maple's vestibule probably contributes to the 2 or 3% that isn't quite done to the standard we'd expect due to a piece of broken glass.
Yep. And also, very happy to say the air conditioning at LaSalle Prep and Gaskill up and running. So the teachers start and be nice and cool going in there this year.
Yeah, right now, it'll probably be 38 degrees for the rest of the year now, but you know, they killed it, and of course, we're having the coolest week we ever had. But don't worry, we'll be able to use it.
Yep. And
Well, if you had a chance to go in the back of Gaskill, on the independent side,
Yep.
they put all that new bushes in there to try to hide that.
yeah,
You see 5 of them almost dead already.
yeah, we're working on a solution for that.
Yeah.
Through
The arborvitaes,
the arborvitaes.
is that how you say it? Arborvitaes?
Arborvitaes.
Yeah, those are hard. Those are tough. Yeah, I saw that they were dying.
Yeah, we're working with that.
They might be warranted because.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not taking those. They were there for 3 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll send them
They're
back.
watered right away. They weren't neglected on our end. They were,
Yeah.
between the custodial staff and the grounds crew, they kept up on them, trying to keep them going.
Yeah. Wasn't for lack of water. We'll send those back. We'll get those replaced. Let's talk a little bit about the parapets.
The parapets at LaSalle Junior, LaSalle Prep, they were all regrouted, resealed by our carpentry department. We were getting some water infiltration coming in on the southwest side of the building, large gaps in there. These guys went above and beyond the work they did to get those sealed up. And we're working with Grove Roofing. They're gonna do a scan in the springtime to confirm that we're addressing the issue with that water coming in there. Like we mentioned a little bit earlier with Maple Avenue with the grounds crew, the softball field out front, we kind of took initiative on that, got that all cut, and the infield's all recut and brand new looking for the kids. In 79th Street and Maple Avenue, as of today, their pools have been regrouted, refilled, and ready to go for the school year.
They look beautiful. I just wanted you to mention one other topic that I'm on you about every day. Now he's getting used to what Earl suffered with me. It gets worse. I get worse in the winter too, by the way, Mike. Because it's been in the paper a lot, not our district, but the state controller has taken a new tactic and gotten away from looking at Becky and Julie and Marcasia, and now the state controller is looking at lead testing. Can you tell us, because if you've seen the articles and the audits, they've been auditing lead testing, and can you talk about where we are with lead testing?
Yep, on August 20th, we had 165 fixtures that were on the lead testing report, and those were tested on the 20th. And I just got an email this morning that samples are at the lab and they're being tested, and I should know back any time now our results from that test and what going forward we would have to do.
So if any of those fountains or any of those taps, whatever you call them,
Faucets. Yep.
faucets do not meet the standard, we have until December to remediate those. But we will not appear on any list. We'll remediate them or put a sign atop of them, which we're allowed to do, that says this is not drinkable water, whatever the term is.
Non-potable.
Non-potable water. So so just so everyone knows, because it has been a topic across the state, we've done our lead testing. We did it in August
20th.
August 20th. The results are coming in. We now have 2 months. We're not going to take the full 3 months. We have 2 months to remediate, replace, or fix any of the 165 that didn't pass. But we'll keep you updated on that.
When do you get the results back for that, Mark? How long does it take to get the test results back?
This morning he said they're at the lab being tested. He didn't give me a time frame on it. There's 165 samples were taken.
Yes, Russ?
High school was after the lead ban, correct?
Yeah.
Niagara Street after the lead ban? I would think so. That came after high school.
2007.
Yeah, so if there's any lead there, it's coming from the city.
Yep. I think we'll be okay.
I think we should be.
We'll be okay.
You know that kind of.
You know people, don't you, Mike, at the water board?
You know the water board?
You know people at the water board.
Yeah.
We'll get it done.
Yeah, we'll get it done.
Please feel free to reach out to Mr. Macri. He's been accessible, he's been in the buildings. I know that beginning in September, I looked at the list of to-dos for September. It's called, make sure we've got salt and snow plows ready. So that's coming up. So thank you, Mike, great start.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Go ahead, Ms. Dunn.
I'm just going to say one more thing, because I see Mrs. Tompkins and Mr. Coward here. I know I said to you yesterday, but I'm going to say it publicly. Your open house was top-notch. Now, I don't know who your committee was, and I'm not comparing you to any other school because I didn't go to the other open houses, but I just want to congratulate you. I heard so many comments in the halls how nice it was. And I had that Oreo cheesecake drink. Oh, it was good.
Oh,
so
nice.
You did an excellent job. And, you know, I just wish you all the best for the new school year.
Congratulations, Leanne Abbott. And hey, for some Oreo cheesecake, Mrs. Dunn will do anything. That's it. Thanks. We have, I think it's the esteemed Miss Massaro next.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't see you. No,
I was just sitting down.
sitting down. So
I'm standing now.
I know. So you were a little bit busy this summer, and I know this week you're busy because you're doing a lot of training. But I wanted Miss Massaro to go through the staff readiness with you.
Yeah, we had a special guest at our training today.
Yes, you did.
We could talk about it later. Anyway, I say this every year at this time. Staffing is ready. It's fluid every summer. This has been a super fun summer. I call this what I did on my summer vacation. And we hired or rehired 284 staff members. And before I go any further, I have to announce who the we is, because there's absolutely no way that this can be done without the people in my office. So I have to mention their names. Please indulge me because I think it's important. Alicia Savino, Human Resource Manager. Diana Restino, who's a Secretary 1 in our office. Sherry Master-Piero, who is our account clerk, Lynette Smeal, who's a Secretary 2 in our office, and Mary Beth Spacone. In addition to that, we have the registration office, Janine Davidson, who has been extraordinarily busy, and we have some support people who come in and help us, Moira Compton and Mary Brandy. So without them, all of the information that you're going to hear this evening doesn't really happen. I'm just the one who's really proud to present it to you. 284 staff members. We hired 6 administrators this summer, promoted 2 assistant principals to principal, and hired 4 assistant principals. Moving on, in the NFT staffing, we appointed, well, you appointed 151 staff members. 107 of those are rehires. What that means is that you had regular substitutes or people that were in other positions in the NFT unit that were either reappointed to their same position or moved into a different position. Of those 151 people, 102 were teachers. We added 4 special education teachers at the elementary level. That is mostly impacting Mrs. Tompkins School. So again, really happy that the Abbott team is here. We added a computer science teacher and an additional physical education teacher at the elementary level. We hired 3 school psychologists, 3 school counselors, 35 teaching assistants, and 5 pupil service assistants. So I'm always asked, and I want you to be very aware of the retirees that we have working in the district. Currently, we have 6 retirees working in the district who are working under something called a 211 waiver. Those 6 retirees who are currently working in the district are helping us to cover 13 teachers. We are starting the year with 13 teachers on full-time leaves. These are for good reasons, some of them are for sad reasons, but for the most part, these are for excellent reasons because our staff is adding to our student population and on maternity leave. But the 3 retirees that we have working in unfilled positions are 1 in world language, 1 in speech, and 1 in science. The additional 3 retirees are in long-term substitute positions for the teachers who we have listed there on leaves. Our needs for regular substitutes and long-term subs change daily as people go out on long-term leaves, and also change today as one teacher went out on special assignment and we need to find a regular substitute to fill in for that teacher in kindergarten. We hired 1 interim director of facilities. You met him earlier this evening, and we continue to interview applicants from the canvas. We have a couple of eligible candidates that we will be interviewing very shortly after the beginning of the school year. In our CSEA unit, we hired 25 people, 3 cleaners, 1 assistant cook, 19 food service helpers, and 2 part-time cleaners. In the tall unit, this is where we saw some of our greatest growth this year, once again because of the additional classes that we've added across the district and because some of our students are coming to us from the Committee on Preschool Special Education process with some higher needs. So we hired 2 senior school monitors, 22 new assistant child care associates. Those are the people that work one-on-one with our neediest students. 12 special ed classroom associates, 12 pre-K classroom associates, 4 physical education, 7 lunch, 1 clinic, and 38 building-based associates because of the 200 and probably 50 plus folks that we have in the tall unit. They work directly with our students, and fortunately, we are able to hire substitutes to fill in for them when they have to take off. In our Head Start program, we are currently interviewing 2 early Head Start teachers, and we will need to hire 1 safety officer. Moving on to our new staff orientation, new is in quotation marks. Some of the staff worked for us last year, and some of those who attended the week-long orientation process were teachers who may be changing grade levels. So we have our certificated staff did new teacher orientation August 18th through the 21st. Our certificated staff did August 18th with the Human Resource Office, and our classified new staff did today, August 28th, with the Human Resource Office. As far as training and professional development, these are trainings that we have to perform annually. We use a product called Vector. Some of our staff members are not able to do this training on their own, so Alicia Savino and I do the training right here in this room with the staff who's unable to access the computer to do so. So we did that with our 12-month staff on the 19th, our maintenance department on the 19th and 27th. On the 27th, we had a special guest. We did all the associates on the 25th. The senior school monitors trained with our transportation office on August 27th and have been working in their schools the 28th, the 29th, and the 2nd to ensure that they are ready for students who will be using the bus. Our cooks, assistant cooks, and food service. This was an interesting summer for these folks because in addition to Vector training, we did something called Primero training with Kevin Edwards, Ray Granieri, John Wada in the IS department, Becky Holliday, and Rich Schwartfager. This was an interesting training. We did it at Niagara Falls High School, and it's going to help make our free breakfast and free lunch much more audit ready. And then the Niagara Falls teachers have professional development on August 28th, 29th, and September 2nd.
Right. So a couple of 4 things. First of all, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Number 2, I spent time with Maria till about noon today, and the whole staff was filled. Every position was filled. Between noon and 6:20, a teacher went out. So, with the exception of the one she mentioned, we'll start working on that tomorrow. Everything is filled.
Correct.
3 of them are with the 211 waiver. 3 of the 13 long-termers are with the 211 waiver. Last year, we started around the same number. At the end of the year, there were 50 teachers out.
Correct.
For the whole year. So we have to watch that very closely. We're set right now with the one exception. Thirdly, I think I'm on number 3. I wanted to tell you that we continue to look and work to build a staff that reflects the students that we have in front of them. And I just want to quote one stat, and I will move on from it. 8 years ago, our minority hiring was 12.5%. This is across all of the units, not just teachers, not just administrators. When we did the figure today, it was 25.1%. Now, that's not a one-for-one match with our students, but we've increased our minority hiring by 12% in 8 years. I think it's important. I think our kids need to see professionals that resemble them. And I wanted to say we've doubled our hiring of minority staff. I'm proud of that, but not satisfied. And finally, really, Marie, you did a fantastic job pulling all of this together, and I just wanted to extend our appreciation.
Thank you. All set? Any questions? Thanks.
I think is it Ray? It's Ray. Ray, did you do anything this summer?
No, not much. Not compared to that.
Okay. He was praying to get this all done.
Exactly, yeah. So a lot of what we do technology is somewhat routine. What I've done is just kind of highlighted a few items, maybe talk about it a little bit more. The thing that you've heard me talk about a lot is called a Power School rollover. In its basic form, it's, I use the example of Claire Wooten was a 6th grader at Abbott last year. Now Claire Wooten is a 7th grader at LaSalle Prep School. After all that's in place, all sorts of network system entrances start to move. She's moved in, so she's allowed to log on to the district as a LaSalle Prep School student. All the data integrations, so Claire can now sign on to all the software, not hundreds, but more than 100 pieces of software. As a student, 7th grader at LaSalle Prep. We're starting to lean more into learning management systems. Traditionally, we're a Microsoft shop, so it's always been Office 365, but we've worked very hard. Schoology now has a formal relationship with PowerSchool, so we're really leaning more into Schoology, again, for a formal learning management system. A few things about new software approved by the Technology Committee. What I'd like to highlight is a couple months ago I was in front of you talking about policy for artificial intelligence. We're starting to employ two things. We've kind of used it a little bit in a production pilot context, but now we're going to definitely start looking for it to be used more. The Magic School Eye is a teacher school resource. And the main, or one of the better components of this is guided. We talked about guided and responsible use of AI when we talked about the policy. If you remember, I had a picture of a camel with his head stuck in the sand. That's not what we're doing in the district. We're not going to be afraid of it, but it absolutely has to be managed. It has to be controlled, and that's just not with the school district. That's really how it should be used. So the Magic School Eye is going to provide efficient and productive guardrails for students and teachers. We have been using it at the administrative level, co-pilot for a little while now, and it's really an amazing tool. Again, when you think about AI, I said it months ago, I say it now, and I say it in the future. It's terrifying and exciting at the same time, and it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. We have some upgrades in play with Arbiter software. Mr. Laurie and I, when we were in high school, we had a good old J20 form that you had to sign 4 times when maybe you missed.
Yep.
Yeah, you missed the 4th signature. Now we have, thanks to the Health Services Department, we're using Arbiter, which is electronic. School Links is an improvement on some software that guidance counselors use and a few other things. Ms. Massaro talked about the cafeteria POS system, but we're always technology rest for no one. So that's why the Technology Committee is very busy trying to pick the most appropriate tools for the district. Just some quick hardware resets. I think we're up to over 800 security cameras in the district after this capital project. Mike Macri talked a little bit about the secure vestibules, and a piece of that is the exterior door alarming configurations and training. Tomorrow morning we'll be at High Park and high school early next week, so we'll have every exterior door alarm configurations. Chief Del Porto did a fantastic job identifying doors and categories and what happens when they open and for amount of time, and it just is, it works, and it's really a great tool to see and play. Part of the superintendent's scaffold process on security, we're continuing with Zero Eyes installs. And then it's a lot of the just routine network security patches. We always looking to, to supply new classrooms or new environments. And the one thing I do want to say, because it's a very prideful thing, and I thank everyone for providing the resources so we can do this, is, and Tommy Chandler's was the lead on the iPad provisioning and imaging. 12,000 numbers are a pretty decent number. So starting July, right out of the gate, we have processes in place that every classroom device and now iPad is imaged, provisioned, and it provides number one, a consistent operational look, which is super important. But then you take like a 5-year-old, almost a 6-year-old computer, and you're talking about almost out-of-the-box performance because you're cleaning it, resetting it, providing the right configurations.
So you took 12,000 computers,
Yep.
touched every one of them. I hope Tommy had helped. Touched every one of them, cleaned them, put them up to speed like they were brand new.
We employ something called multicasting, and what that means is that the network thinks it's imaging one computer, but it's actually imaging, depending how we set it up, it could be up to 96, Tom, 23, 46, 96.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's what really allows us to get through
The
that.
Tommy didn't need that much help. Go ahead.
And then I just
Kidding.
want to touch quickly on cybersecurity, because it's like AI, it's every day, all the day, and it's just, you just have to stay on top of it, or, not good things are going to happen. We follow some regulation where all those new pieces of software I talk about, we get contracts. We continue to employ encryption tools. Thanks to HR4O for doing the vector training, because it's done with fidelity. I mean, it is really a good for those of you who've gone through it. I know the superintendent went through it. You really have to think about a lot of those questions, especially the education law 2D, district privacy officer. Those are not easy tests to take.
I passed.
Yep, but it really gets people thinking about it. And we continue to do things like data flow processing, which is a mandatory part of what we need to do. All school districts in New York State have to do. And we're going to continue to use some additional cyber training events, just because it's really too easy to get yourself in trouble. And I always say it's going to happen to me one day. Someone's giving me tickets to go see the U.S. Open, and I'm going to click that link.
Yeah.
That's all I have to think.
We are fished every day. It's unbelievable, the amount of fishing. And usually I'm at the forefront of it. I don't even open anything. Ray probably goes through all my mail because I'm so worried about getting fished. But every day it's here.
Well, you're an absolute target, because they could focus on me, and then what are they going to really get? They focus on district leaders and leadership, because if they can gain entrance to you, all sorts of stuff happens. So you don't have to worry about credit recovery reporting forever, I don't think. So,
Thanks.
Ray, you can't track where that's being sent from, can you? The sender of the phishing attempt?
Yeah, I'm very lucky that we are a member of the BOCES Enhanced Cybersecurity Service. So it's not every day, but it's pretty darn close that I take, especially for the superintendent, anybody really. We have all sorts of triggers. When that trigger hits, I send it to the BOCES Area 1. There's a couple guys there, they're professionals. That's their main job. They sit in a room, and two things happen. Number one, they block things so it doesn't happen again. And second, they start to dig in to see where it came from and to submit it to the appropriate places depending on the content.
Is there a penalty for phishing?
Internally, no. We don't have any. We're going to start using a little bit more lean into some planned fishes, so that scheduled fishes, so that we can use it from an educational perspective. We're not going to penalize anybody. Some districts, they send out a fish. If you get caught or do something wrong, they send you to some additional training. But when we submit things, the districts or myself kind of loses what happens with next steps as far as any litigation or things of that nature. We've had a couple episodes where it's not us, but it's software that we kind of use. It's not our responsibility. What they do, what they have the ability to do, it's a difficult thing. So to answer your question, I'm not aware of any penalties, any litigations. Fortunately, it hasn't happened to us. Buffalo City School District, Rochester City School District, a bunch of different places are still trying to recover from hacks.
$10 million in Buffalo. Was it 10 million?
Yeah.
10 million they got.
Which might be low.
Yeah, might be a low number, right?
Yeah.
10 million they got.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ray. Rick, you up? Rick and curriculum team? Briefly, Rick, because I know we've touched on a lot of this.
We have. So I'm going to lead you through the 3 levels and give you a quick rundown of what we did this summer. In English Language Arts, you heard us talk about the science of reading attestation. The last piece that we needed to do for our formal curriculum was to align our assessment protocols to the practices that we had put in place and the program shifts that we made. So in order for teachers to have better information about students to know what to teach, we realigned our protocols. We also added a new intervention program called Ready Reading for grades 4 through 6. This was a need that we've had for a while, and we piloted the program last year. Both our general education teachers and our special education teachers found it really useful for students who were in the intermediate grades but still struggling with basic reading skills. And it's difficult to work with students that have those deficits on grade level materials, so we need to have interventions that are more mature and appeal to them as at the age that they are, but teach skills that are generally taught to younger children, but they haven't mastered yet. So this is a very good product for doing so. We revisited our math curriculum at the elementary grades K to 6, only to make some minor tweaks because we just finished the first year of implementation after a major curriculum renewal. In pre-kindergarten, a new report card was designed, led by Mrs. Buckman and a committee of teachers. They looked at the documentation that we gather on students' developmental stages in pre-kindergarten and repackaged it into a report card that looks a little more like the cards that parents are accustomed to seeing for their older children. Mm-hmm. We also did a lot of work with our special education teachers this summer. As you know, the number of special classes in district with high needs students is growing every single year, and we need to keep pace with the instructional strategies that work best with our students, and also to make sure that we have good resources and materials at the ready that are vetted and are research-based for our teachers to have. So we looked at several different needs this spring. Mrs. Buckman and I worked with a really great group of special education teachers to identify what they needed to have a stronger 25-26. So we put several different things in place, both curriculum-wise and through summer training. The elementary professional development that I spoke about earlier, I've given you a little bit of information. I did add here the special education workshops that were facilitated by our special education coaches, Christina Magnuson and Phil Moore Jr. We had a total of 4 workshops with 51 teachers that participated. The next slide, thank you, Ray, has to do with the prep level. So at the 7th and 8th grade level, we just finished a major renewal for grades 6, 7, and 8 English Language Arts. Even though 6th grade is located in the elementary school, we like to keep them vertically aligned with grades 7 and 8, more in that middle school mode. So as a group, we spent a little over a year revising our curriculum and updating our resources and aligning to the science of reading. That is completed, and we launched it today, actually, at our professional learning, where we had all the departments together to take a look at all the changes and new resources that we are rolling out. In grade 7, math, we revisited after a renewal from last year and adjusted some of our assessments. In the realm of science, we took a look at our assessments that we've created locally to get students prepared for and exposed to the expectations of the statewide assessments for science in grades 5 and 8. So we did a little bit of retooling with those assessments to make them a little bit better. And we also worked on our grade 8 technology course. That has been offered in prep schools forever, but we have such great programming, and we have the P-TECH program, and we have the Micron grant, and so many things are happening in the STEM realm at Niagara Falls High School that we wanted to make sure that in the elementary grades and middle grades, we are as sharp as we can and as aligned as we can to feed students into and expose them to those areas so that they can take full advantage of what's being offered to them when they get to Niagara Falls High School. We did quite a bit of training this summer on our new English language arts curriculum and resources for our teachers at that level. And we also, through a relationship with Erie One BOCES, had the opportunity to bring some of the Erie County workshops for all teachers, but with a special emphasis on the teachers who work with special education students into district. So we had them at Cataract Elementary in the STEM classroom there, and the advantage is it was all those workshops were provided locally here, and our teachers got 80% of the slots. After we had registered all our teachers who were interested, then those workshops were open for registration to people within the Western New York region. So that was a very good advantage for us. We had courses on explicit instruction, various different protocols for student behavior management and executive functioning, as well as dropout prevention. And then the final slide is just a quick recap of what we did for Niagara Falls High School. We have created almost 50 new courses, either brand new or embellished, over the last 3 years. So this, I believe, will be the last big push for a while. We started this work in the spring and completed it over the summer. Updated resources, courses rather, include Algebra 2 and Media Production. English and U.S. History were slightly realigned, and the teachers created common assessments so that the expectations from teacher to teacher and class to class within each of those classes is more uniform and better prepares students to take the Regents exams. We looked at our higher level Spanish courses and revised those, as well as created a course in STEM biotech science. Our brand new courses in the other realms included, and you're going to see the numeral 2 here, it's because within the last 3 years we created base level courses for these electives, and now we're building onto them as students that started in those classes need the next level. So there's Armed Forces and Law Enforcement 2, Astronomy and Oceanography, which is a new elective, Construction Trades 2, Music Theory 2, which fits into our individual arts assessment pathway. We have a state-approved program for that. And one of the major standards alignments or realignments from the New York State Education Department has been in science. And science has had a very, very long rollout in that they started in very small chunks, introducing the new standards to the lower grades, then the intermediate grades, and then finally the commencement level grades. So it's coming to a conclusion this year with new courses and updated courses for chemistry, physics, and new Regents exams in those courses. So there was a lot of work to do there. And that we accomplished that this summer. And then also a new course in Introduction to Engineering. That is a good springboard for many of the unique pathways that exist at Niagara Falls High School. I mentioned P-TECH, but there are many others. And the common thread through a lot of them is knowledge of engineering practices. So we created this course.
I'm most proud of the Construction Trades too. That means our class roster is over 40. We were at about 23, now we're up to over 40 kids in construction trades. 20, that's, and we had to go to a second section and a second teacher. So it continues to grow and grow and grow, and I'm really excited about it. Thanks, Rick. What do we have? Mr. Wotton has one? Yeah.
Mark?
Yep.
For Rick Leach. How about bookkeeping 101?
That is contained in the financial literacy course. That's in 9th and 10th grade financial literacy. Every student takes it in 9th and 10th grade. Full year of that.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Yes, sir.
Good evening, everyone. First, talking about our updated safety protocols, Mr. Graneri mentioned this, but it needs to be punctuated, the work that Mr. Graneri, Mr. Del Porto, Mr. Macri, and team did this summer in regards to our safety protocols, in regards to Zero Eyes, building entry, security expert. There is a lot that goes into it. That information was communicated with our administrators on August 18th. They're going to take that information back to our staff to ensure that everyone has the information they need to understand the protocols that are in place. Additionally, at that meeting of the 18th, we talked about our building level safety requirements. One quick update with that's important for the board to know is that in July, we did approve our building level safety plans. But in August, a bill that was sponsored by Senator Baskin was approved, which was our cardiac emergency response plan, and that has to be included within our building level safety plans. That has been completed. We will bring that amended document to you in September for your approval. We also, an important note that with what was taking place with safety is that, led by Chief Del Porto, took a look at our radios, our radio etiquette in those fundamental safety measures, and took the time to have uniform serial numbers, appropriate language that should be shared over the radios, and other important aspects. And I think, again, that's just an enhancement for our safety features in the district. Our school counselors and our social workers this summer, they had the opportunity to participate in consortiums within their respective departments. In speaking with those staff members, it was highly successful. The plan is this upcoming school year to continue that work with our MTSS committee, but have a student support academy that will be very intentional in the work that is discussed. Also, in August with Sleep in Heavenly Peace, we had our successful launch of that program. We delivered to 5 families, 8 beds total. Later that afternoon, once word got out, that afternoon we received applications for 22 more families and 68 more beds. So the word is out there, great things to come with our Sleep in Heavenly Peace program. Trauma-informed practices continue. We've evolved to our specific work plans at the individual schools where they now have the knowledge to do such. And we're also working with Orleans Niagara in their TIG program, which is trauma, illness, and grief. There was training for a district team. This summer, our secondary levels participated in the training, and this fall will be our elementary levels. Our family engagement program was a success this past year. In addition to programs like Abbott and other schools, we participated in 14 programs in our community, the Niagara Falls Housing Authority, Niagara Falls Heritage Center, just to name a few, and we can have plans to increase that number this upcoming school year. And to close, while we've talked about all the wonderful things that are taking place in the district, it's important to have our students in front of us. And proud to say that our students, we increased our attendance this year by 1.6%. We increased our chronic absenteeism rate by 5%. That's a great start. More to come. Increased. I'm sorry. We increased our attendance rate.
We lowered the
We
rate.
lowered it.
We lowered the number of kids chronically absent.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Great. 2 last things, and then we have an agenda review because you have a vote soon. Sleep in Heavenly Peace, we're going to have a press conference on September 24th with a big launch of that. I'll keep you posted. And one last area that is very big to our district. This is the first time, I don't believe I received a phone call about fall sports. And I want to thank our nurse practitioner, Victoria Duncan. I want to thank Joe Contento, our athletic director. And I want to thank Dr. Phil Savagio for the way they handled fall athletes, physicals, testing, Tanner. I didn't receive one phone call, not one additional physical had to be given. So congratulations to that team as well. We have a vote in a couple of minutes. I will not go fast to try and push something through. Stop me. I'll go through everything, and then Maria will do the personnel report. We have one bid. It is for facility paint. Ms. Holliday and Mr. Macri reviewed it. The paint bid is going to be awarded to the apparent lone bidder, which is Sherwin-Williams at a 66% discount. So we're recommending that you approve Sherwin-Williams as our paint provider for maintenance paint. Two years ago. Yeah, this is a better deal. It's good memory there, Mr. Bass. Yeah. 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 Good memory. Yeah. That's, you're right. But we're back, we're going to recommend Sherwin-Williams to you. Short-term contracts, we have a couple. I'm going to apologize for a couple of them. They took place today. There were training from Curriculum Associates on the AIS math training called iReady. Rick, Carrie, and team did that throughout the district today. Also, there's more training coming up because September 2nd is a professional development day. This is a virtual workshop for our special education teachers. Number 4 and 5, these already took place. We had 1 week of ENL, an ENL camp at GJ Mann. Went really well. We had a number of our ENL students participate in it. They worked with the Punjabi restaurant and Game On Entertainment to provide food and nice activities for kids. I apologize that is post-haste. The next two are for trainings for Head Start, paid for out of the Head Start grant. And these are trainings that are required for the Head Start teachers. That is what 6 and 7 are. Nothing really of much concern or things that we haven't done. I'll go quickly, stop me if I'm going too fast. 601, we received $10,000 for from National Grid for supplies for our students. We're investing that money back with our Sleep in Heavenly Peace beds. Mr. Wooten said we got 66 requests. We can't get beds fast enough for the families that need them. So I want to thank National Grid if you approve that. Pardon me? If you approve that tonight, we'll make sure we send them the resolution with thanks. Probably in a few other places too. But at least they gave us 10 grand. The special meeting, the content of the resolution has a few errors in it, but that's on me. The special meeting in June, if you remember, we have graduation on the 25th. So we have to move the June meeting from the 25th to the 18th. So we're just asking you to change the calendar that day. It is Thursday, June 18th, 2026. I think the resolution says Monday, June 18th, 2025. The reason for this is in the calendar you approved on July 2nd, one of your voting meeting dates was on graduation day. So we're just going to go 2 weeks in a row here. 603 are enrollment projections that Becky does that we have to have for the state. 604, why are we bringing this back? Because now in the Code of Conduct, we're including the cell phone policy that you passed on the 31st. So now we've got to change the Code of Conduct to eliminate suspensions for cell phones and use the 4-step process that we approved at the 31st. Yes. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That article that was in the paper was totally incorrect.
Well, they're using BEDS data from years ago. It's not up-to-date BEDS data, you know.
So we're up almost 1,000 students.
Well,
800
when you count the kids that are going out of districts, those numbers count kids out of district too. We're at a much different number than that was reported in the paper. No one checked with us.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear because.
As a matter of fact, let me just say this too, to your point. I think Maria validated. We are starting not one class over class size. However, to your point, Mr. Velardo, at kindergarten in I think 3 schools, we are right at class size.
Yeah, I was talking to a couple of teachers at Hyde Park, and they're at like 24 students.
Right,
25
class size is 25. At GJ Mann, we're at 25 and 25. Another school's right at 25 and 25. So we actually the grade that we're a little bit low in is 2nd grade. It's like a bubble that comes through that year. But kindergarten is up. That's the one I'm going to be watching next week to make sure you know, we don't go over our numbers, because it's the hardest one to predict. Yeah, those articles they're not based in any reality. They use old beds data, and they're not based in any data. So I don't know if anybody really reads it. Yeah. No, I know. I appreciate it. The code of conduct, you understand, is to include it. 605, Rick, I believe this is yours. This is paid for by our targeted school grant. This is so that we can survey parents.
Yes, it's the stakeholder surveys we do every spring for students, parents, and staff.
It's paid for by the targeted assistance funds, and we have to do it. 606 is to continue Mr. Cunningham and Associates, who does a great job. And the principals rely on him. I'm sure, Leah, Alan, you call him from time to time, or more times than not, with his, pardon me? Or every day. And you're just one of 11 schools, so he's called a lot. 607 is an approval for let me just draw you a picture of where this is. You go down New Road behind Niagara Falls High School. There's an access road into the high school. We had to get an easement for that road to be ours to use. We got an easement. Every 10 years it's up for renewal. This is to approve 5 one-year renewals at $1,145 to use that road as a pass-through. The agreement with Niagara Mohawk is for a 1.5% increase every year, and the resolution is for us to pay Niagara Mohawk this year $1,145, with a 1.5% increase every year through 2030. Yes, Beck? Correct. We need the road. We can't shut the road off. You're paying $1,145 to use it. And we should approve this. We should approve this so that we have everything on the books. 607 through 613 are payments. $200,000 worth of payments. Mr. Macri has toured the schools, and I'm sure in the way Mr. Smeal did, can verify that the work has been done to these companies for payment.
Superintendent,
Yep.
we ever think about buying that land from Niagara Mohawk?
No, we haven't. I don't know if they're willing to sell it. They're not willing to sell it to us. No, they're not willing to sell it to us. So for $1,100 a year, I think it helps the traffic flow.
Mr. Superintendent, also the agreement now calls for an automatic renewal until failure to pay.
Right.
Or the life use and the life use of the facility, which we all know was 99 years.
Right.
And then it'll be automatically approved and cheap. There's some great electrical lines that are in and close to that road, Mr. Consemi. And that brings the point that when the lease is terminated, and the Niagara Grid or National Grid, or whatever its name is, will determine whether or not we put back in shape those electrical units. And that could be quite expensive.
Yeah.
I doubt if they will. But this is an automatic renewal now.
So for $1,145, I think we're getting a deal. We're getting a deal. There's no policies. I'm going to bring something up because I don't want to rush you on the personnel. I'm going to bring something up about the 11th and the 25th. If I can't get it in before the 7th, I'll do it during the regular meeting. Maria, would you like to go through the personnel? Again, not trying to rush anybody. I just want to make sure if anybody's not comfortable with something, ask during the time. But there are payments. There's the lease for that road, change of a date, accepting $10,000, one program so that Rick can run his surveys. And I think that's the gist of what those resolutions are. So, what do you have, Maria?
I have a classified report for you. If you begin on page 1, we have 2 retirements. Starting at the bottom of page 1, we have 3 resignations. One of the resignations is to take a different job in the district. Then we have some probationary appointments. These are the appointments that I was referring to when I gave you your report before. So if you have any questions about them, I'm really happy to try to answer them right now, but I won't go through all of them. They are associates and food service helpers for the most part. Yes? Okay. Oh. To take a TA job in the district. Yeah. He was asking if the person at the top of page 2 was taking a job as a TA in the district, and I said yes. Yeah. 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 And we're really happy about that too, because she really worked. Yeah.
We try to look internally to move people up if they want to.
She was gone for a bit, but she's back now. She's good. I don't even know where I am. Oh, so we did the associates. Moving on, as you get through the appointments, there are some transfers and some temporary appointments. The temporary appointments begin on page 11. And then moving on to the leaves of absence. Oh, I'm sorry. Very importantly, as a change of status, some of these folks are going from probationary to permanent, and one individual is going from provisional to permanent. So I wanted to point that out to you. And then leaves of absence, some of those to take personal leaves, and one is an educational leave. Some involuntary transfers that we had to do, so we were balancing associates and classes. Some voluntary transfers of some folks who asked to move around the district, and Mr. Laurie recommended to you that they be granted. And then we have our additional summer hours. There should be some more of those as we move into the month of September as well. Again, not to rush, but if anybody has any questions about the personnel report classified, please let me know. Moving on to the certificated report, you're seeing a few retirements here. The retirements on the first page that you're looking at are folks that are taking it, except for the one principal there, these are folks that are taking advantage of the 1-year notice that they have to give to us to retire with lifetime medical under the Niagara Falls teacher's contract. We have some resignations listed on page 2 of 21. These are folks that have left the district since last we met. A few probationary appointments. You will see many more probationary appointments on the September report. Did you want to punctuate, Mr. Laurie? Or?
No, we filled all the vacancies. It's just, let's get everybody in, and then if we have any probationary Ps to give, we'll do it at the next report. We wanted to get 1,500 staff members set for next Wednesday, and we got 1,506 done since one left this afternoon.
That's right.
And Maria, can I ask my normal question on these probationary appointments? We have a lot of people who are not residents, and we will be notified when they will become residents?
You are correct, Mr. Velardo. We have some folks who we've brought on. Under our policy, they have 6 months to move into the district. We will be reviewing and speaking with them during that first 6-month period. And if necessary, and if recommended to you by Mr. Laurie, they may get a hardship waiver for an additional 6 months. Okay? Then we have some voluntary transfers. Interestingly, requests for voluntary transfers continued all the way through this past week. And moving on to page 8 of 21, through the rest of the report, you have your per diem summer work and your Schedule B work, in addition to the Schedules D, E, F, and G, which we will begin to show you in the coming months. Any questions? Thank you.
Thanks. Again, no attempt to rush anything through. You've had the packet. Just try to move it through. There's a few things I want to catch up at the end of the meeting, but I don't want to be tardy in starting the 7 o'clock meeting.
If you guys want to take a stretch, we're going to get started in about 30 seconds.
I wanted to do that. Okay, everybody, I don't know, I didn't like it. Okay, everybody, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Lord, as we begin this meeting, grant us wisdom and unity in purpose. Guide our thoughts and discussions so that our decisions will honor you and truly serve our students and community. Thank you for your blessings. Amen.
Good evening. Mr. Bass?
Present.
Mr. Wilson? Present. Mr. Kinsemi? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Mr. Capizzi?
Here.
Mrs. Dunn? Is Mr. McLeod with us? Not yet. We'll mark him excused for the moment. Mr. Petrosi? Mr. Velardo? Mr. Pareto? Ms. Cower? Thank you.
Okay. 301, oral communications, there are none. 302, written communications. That. Okay, 401, 402 taken together. 401, the minutes from July 31st. I have a move, I have a second, Mr. Velardo, Mr. Bass, right? Okay, you have a vote?
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Okay. 402, approval of budget transfers, number 1 and 14. Do I have a motion? Second. Okay, Mr. Consemi, Mr. Bilson. Second. Any questions? Call the vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion carried. Okay, 403, approval of following bids. Bid number 109 for the facility paint for the district. Mr. Consemi, second, Mr. Bilson. Any questions? Call the vote.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Bilson?
Yes.
Mr. Kinsemi? Yes. Mr. Capizzi? Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Petrosi? Mr. Velardo? Mr. Pareto?
Yes. 404, Treasurer's Report, July 2025, received and filed. 405, Budget Status Report for June and July 2025, received and filed. 406, Personnel Report Certificated. Do I have a motion? Mr. Velardo. Second, Mr. Consemi.
May I make a comment, Mr. President?
Absolutely.
First of all, I want to congratulate Ms. Massaro again for the great work that she did. I offer to you, Board, with this report, as of today, a fully staffed school district. A fully staffed school district ready to go next Wednesday, September 3rd, when we greet the 7,000 students. That is a staff that is comprised of 1,507 members. I also tell you that the staff that is with us, including the ones that I'm hoping you'll approve, have been trained, prepared, and are the best that our community can expect for our kids. I'm confident in the hiring process. I'm confident in our new staff, the 80 new staff members that we've brought in. I'm proud of the diversity that we've brought to our district and continue to bring to our district. And I would urge your support of both the certificated and classified personnel report.
Thank you, sir. Any questions? Judy, call the vote.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Bilson?
Yes.
Mr. Kinsemi? Yes. Mr. Capizzi? Yes. Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Petrosi? Yes. Mr. Velardo? Yes. Mr. Pareto?
Yes. 407, Personnel Report Classified. Do I have a motion? Mr. Bass, Mr. Consemi, and second. Any questions? Judy, please, call the vote.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Bilson?
Yes.
Mr. Kinsemi? Yes. Mr. Capizzi? Yes. Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Petrosi? Yes. Mr. Velardo? Yes. Mr. Pareto?
Yes. Okay, items 408 and 407 taken together. 408 is the report from Committee on Special Education, and 409 is the report for the Committee on Preschool Special Education. Do I have a motion? Mr. Consemi. Mr. Capizzi. Any questions? Judy, please, call the vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
410, short-term contracts. I'll blow through these real quick here. We have a curriculum associates for math, curriculum associates for Ready Math. Number 3, Everywhere virtual reality workshop for special education special educators. Number 4, New Punjabi. Number 5, Game On Entertainment. Number 6 for Crystal Monroe, RN. Me. And I believe that 6. Okay, yep, number 7, Tim Miller for safety, first aid and CPR. Do I have a motion? Move it, Mr. Consemi. Mr. Velardo, second. Any questions? Judy, please call the vote.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Kinsemi? Mr. Capizzi? Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Pareto?
Yes.
Mr. Velardo? And Mr. Petrosi, I went out of order there. Thank you.
Yeah. 411 Head Start, early start reports, there are none. Okay, number 5, unfinished business, there are none. It takes us to number 6, new business. We're going to take items 601 through 604 taken together. 601 is the approval and acceptance of funds from National Grid. 602 is an approval for the special meeting, June 18th, 2026. 603 is the enrollment projections for the current school year. And 604 is the approval of the district code of conduct, including the internet-enabled devices or cell phones. Do I have a motion? Mr. Velardo, Mr. Bass, second. Any questions? Judy, please, call the vote.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Kinsemi? Mr. Capizzi? Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Petrosi? Mr. Velardo? Mr. Pareto?
Yes. Okay. We're going to take items 605 and 606 taken together here. 605 is the approval of contract for the city service for, I want to pronounce this correctly, Xanadu Publishing. Did I do that right? Okay. 606 is the contract for truancy prevention with Mr. Cunningham. Do I have a motion? Mr. Bilson? Mr. Velardo, second. Any questions?
Three or four. Cersei, Barnes, Walker, 4, and another person. Got to be working with 4 other people.
Okay. Any other questions? Judy, please.
Hold on
Oh,
one second.
I'm sorry.
On that number, his salary is usually mentioned. It's not this time. Is that split against all 4?
It is.
It is. I
It's
think
in
that's
here.
split against all
Yeah.
of them.
It's given to him, Mr. Capizzi, and he determines how it's.
But he
divided.
disperses it.
We don't have any say in that.
Okay.
He
That was a
disperses
question,
it.
yeah.
Okay, any other questions?
I got another question.
Please.
Because, you know, we've had history about this particular thing. Are we seeing does the return on investment match the increase?
Yes. My answer respectfully, Mr. Bass, would be yes.
Okay.
The number of times he's called by principals, assistant principals, letters from central office, the special education office, to get kids, to pick up kids, drop off letters, to get kids late at night, I would say undoubtedly yes.
And plus, this also covers like 4 people, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But to Mr. Capizzi's question, that's up to him.
Yes, understood.
We're paying one person, he covers his.
But he's not getting away with it.
No. I know that, but that's not in the resolution. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so Mrs. Dunn and I are sidebarring. He has 4 now, and he plans on hiring additional people.
It's quite a big district we have.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions?
Has our absenteeism increased or decreased?
Our absenteeism improved 1.6%, and our chronic absenteeism decreased 5.5%.
Are those the students that are homeless in that figure?
They're in that figure.
How many do we have of those now?
We have 400, as of today, we have 400 homeless students.
What are we doing about that? Eh?
Yeah, 400 homeless students.
Are we doing anything about that?
We have a meeting with the Department of Social Services on Thursday, September 25th.
482.
No, 408, 400.
400.
400, 400, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 420.
Yeah, we're at 400 as of today. It's a very fluctuating number.
Mark, doesn't that McKinney-Vento have
Yes.
something to do, help those families out?
Yes. Did we receive that grant yet, Rick, the McKinney-Vento? We put in a $125,000 McKinney-Vento grant that we haven't received, but we're still using our family support center at Bond to help those families. Beds, clothing, the clothing closets, the food pantries.
Personal hygiene products and all that
Yes,
stuff.
we're doing that, but we do have a meeting with the Commissioner of Social Services on the 25th of September, not 24th.
You gotta have 400 beds just for them.
Well, many of those families are in hotels, and the majority of the hotels that they're staying in, I'm gonna point, right down the boulevard here. Yeah, I don't know what those hotels are, but that's where they're staying. 400 homeless families is a number that I've never seen in this district. I've never seen
That's
it.
incredibly high.
And they all count toward our scores.
I'm sorry, Mark, is that students or families?
Students. Unduplicated 1, 2, 3, 4, 400 kids.
Yes, could be families that could have 2, 3 kids.
Yes. Could be a family with 8 kids, right. So you add them all up. It's just a growing astronomical number. Never seen it like that. It was in the 235, Mike. We ended about 235, 220. And I could surmise maybe why it's growing, but we've never hit 400 like we
Do we
did.
know if it's an influx of new students into the district or current students that have fallen into unfortunate situations?
Yeah, I don't know that. I can ask that question, Mr. Bilson. I can ask the question. I don't know if it's, Maria, see him new coming to the registration room or not?
I would just think, potentially maybe like Niagara Falls is a more economic option even for those. My thought is that potentially, the reason I asked the question off of Mike's question was potentially if there's an influx of new students into the district, it could be because the economic situation, even if you're in an unfortunate situation financially, could be more conducive to maybe stay here at a venue that might be more cost effective.
Maria monitors the registration process for us. Can you talk about what you see?
The other thing that we see quite frequently, and I don't have statistics, but we might be able to find them by working with Marcia's office, is there's the definition of homeless that qualifies as doubling up. And so the doubling up would be that families come here and live with other family members. So it doesn't always mean that they don't have a roof over their heads or that they're staying in the hotel. They may be staying with other family members, but because they're doubling up, it's not considered their home, so they're considered homeless. So there is a piece of that statistic. So it is a very sobering statistic, and it's very sad when the folks come in and we automatically qualify them as McKinney-Vento, but there are varying definitions of what it means to be homeless. So I think what you're saying is correct. What we may see is families come, and then other family members come to stay with them because it might be more economical to reside here.
Thank you.
How does that affect their graduation rate? I mean, that's got to be detrimental all the way down the line.
We get those kids through. We get kids through. We help them and support them with our family support center, and we get them through. Yeah, right. Thank you, Nick. We've hired 18 social workers in the last 6 years. They make a big difference. Those are primary interventionists with those families. Primary interventionists, the 18 social workers. But it is, I think, as Maria described, Rob, in your question, I think there is doubling up, but there is many, many families living in these hotels. Not just here, but in other places.
One more question. I don't need the answer now, but I'm glad we're having this conversation. Out of curiosity, how does this number compare versus population, enrolled student amounts versus other districts in similar demographics?
Yeah. Yeah. what I'll do is I will ask the cities. I will survey just numbers, not details. Lockport, North Tonawanda, Buffalo, Cheektowaga, for instance. I'll get, for the next meeting or report, I'll have 8 to 10 cities and the number of homeless versus, so ours is 400 for 7,000. I'll have 300 for 2,000 or whatever. I'll have a little chart for you that, just so we know. No judgments on those other districts. It's a sobering was the word one of you used. It really is.
Yeah.
Are those students getting any kind of financial supportive aid from social services?
I'm not really sure. That's a better question for the commissioner.
Yeah.
We give everyone free breakfast and lunch. That's why our food pantries and our backpack programs are highly subscribed to. That's why our clothes closet is critical. That's why our beds are critical. That's why our 18 social workers are invaluable. That's why our, our comprehensive school family support center at Bond is, so vital. So we have to, if you have to meet people's basic needs before you can educate. And if basic needs aren't met, nothing else matters. So our job that we've taken on is to help meet basic needs. And then our teachers are expected to teach them. And I don't make an excuse. The teachers don't make an excuse. That's what we've chosen to do. But it adds to the complexity of the work that we're in. It adds to the complexity of the work.
Maybe we have to open up 60th Street School and make it a home.
Yeah. Rick?
Every one of our schools has a homeless and mental liaison. So it's a staff, often it's the social worker or counselors who are responsible for monitoring the students that are in that school that are classified as homeless. They also connect them to services and goods like clothing or home supplies for cleaning and such that they need. So besides the referrals, you had met Stacey Rowe before, who is a family support worker. She works primarily with homeless families, and so she immediately will make sure that they have their basic needs met, clothing and so on. And tonight she's in several different schools that are open houses, so she will be able to meet any families that come in and present with these needs. So we have a network that regularly check in on and connect them with services or with supplies.
Yeah, thank you, Rick. It's a really good point. Every school has a designated McKinney-Vento person, liaison. So instead of having 18 different people running around the school trying to help kids, they go right to one person, and she or he works with the support center. So I know our family support center finished with 657 unduplicated interventions last year. 657 unduplicated. How many of those were homeless? I don't have off the top of my head. But it's a fact of what we're dealing with in school, and we welcome it and take it on.
Very good. Okay, gang, we're going to move on. That's all right?
Excuse me, I need to call the vote, sir.
Yes, that's what I meant. I was going to move on to
Mr.
Judy.
Bass? Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Kinsemi?
Yes.
Mr. Capizzi? Yes. Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Petrosi? Mr. Velardo? Mr. Pareto?
Yes. Okay, 607. The approval of amendment of license agreement between the Niagara Mohawk Power Corporation and the City of Niagara Falls Public School District for the access property that adjacent the high school access road. Do I have a motion? Mr. Velardo, and second, Mr. Bass. Sure. Okay. Any questions? Judy, please call the vote.
Mr. Bass. Mr. Bilson.
Yes.
Mr. Kinsey. Mr. Capizzi. Mrs. Dunn. Mr. Petrosi. Mr. Velardo. Mr. Pareto.
Yes.
I didn't get a chance to vote yet, but I wanted to thank Mr. Massaro for his wisdom and knowledge on why we couldn't buy that land. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, items 608 through 613 taken together, capital project payments. 608, we have a payment for Scafari. 609, payment for J.W. Danforth. 610 is a payment for MKS Plumbing. 611 is a payment for Fry Electric. 612 is a payment with Johnson Controls. 613 is a payment with Stark Tech. Do I have a motion? Mr. Kensemi. Second, Mr. Velardo. Under question? Judy, please call the vote.
Mr. Bass. Mr. Bilson.
Yes.
Mr. Kinsemi. Mr. Capizzi. Mrs. Dunn. Mr. Petrosi. Mr. Velardo. Mr. Pareto.
Yes. Okay. All right to number 7 here, proposed policy. Okay. Number 8, communications, oral communications. Is there anybody in the audience who wishes to address a non-agenda topic? I do have somebody, Mr. Michael Barksdale at defensive end. Yeah.
Thank you for the introduction. Say good evening, all. So, try to be brief on tonight. I am on the clock. I am Michael Barksdale from Independence Avenue. I am also a concerned parent and community stakeholder and taxpayer. I serve as the Chief Operating Officer of the Niagara Community Information Group. There's some things that stirred up in me this week that I wanted to address on tonight. One of them is district policy clarifies that the board shall have in all respects the superintendent's management and control of the educational affairs of the district and shall have all the powers necessary to exercise these powers expressly granted to it by the laws of New York State and the Commissioner of Education. In practice, this includes establishing policies and goals for student achievement, adopting and overseeing the district budget to ensure responsible use of taxpayer dollars, hiring, evaluating the superintendent who manages daily school operations, ensuring compliance with the state and federal education laws, also representing the interests of students, families, and the community. The board serves as both steward and advocate, upholding the trust placed in it by our community through transparency, accountability, and a commitment to excellence. So with that, I want to address academic performance and accountability status. Recently, there was an article published and validated the information. Proficiency rates, math is only at 25%. State average, New York State average is 52%. Reading is approximately 28% versus New York State average of 49%. These results place Niagara Falls City School District in the bottom 5% of New York State for academic achievement. Niagara Falls City School District is classified as a target district under the New York State's ESA framework. Schools may be identified for comprehensive support and improvement, bottom 5% of Title I schools statewide, and targeted support and improvement, persistent subgroups underperformance. The subgroups flagged include Black or African American, academically disadvantaged, and students with disabilities. Comparative district quality, statewide ranking, number 970 out of 1,017 districts. National ranking better than only 5.2% of U.S. districts. That is Niagara Falls City School District. Average class size, 16 students. But given these concerning metrics, I ask, what is your plan to address these ongoing issues beyond the current district comprehensive plan, improvement plan, which only addresses 79th Street, Gaskill Preparatory, and Niagara Falls High School? Our community expects clear, actionable strategies that will improve student outcomes
close achievement gaps, and restore the public trust in our schools. So with that, I will follow up with an email, and I would like to have a response, a detailed response, because again, we can't be in the bottom. I ask you, if your children were coming home with a 30 on their report card, what would you do? What would you do? A 30, and that's only average over the last 10 years. We've got to do better. Excuse me, not better, excellent. We have to strive for excellence and move this district forward. We've got too many children that are going to impact our city over the next 15 years. We need them to be viable employees, board members, CEOs, lawyers, doctors. If they don't know basic math and reading, how can they replace us? How can they have a viable life? This is something serious, and we need to come together and work this out. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. 9:01, the superintendent's report. Mr. Laurie, sir.
Thank you very much. We'll start with something sad and heavy, and that's the tragedy that occurred yesterday in Minneapolis. And again, too many times, too often, lives lost, and it's just horrific to have to live through that and see that. And I pledge, as well as to continue to grow academically, to make sure that we're doing everything we can to keep our kids safe. And I think you have taken the most responsible actions on both accounts. So I just really want to send Niagara Falls' school wishes to all of those families as well. We have a student on your board here who is an absolute superstar. We were graced on Monday with a visit from the governor and the governor's team, and we had the governor specifically asked for certain individuals to be at the table. They were designated by the governor. Mr. Weiss represented the teachers, along with Mr. Ventry representing high school, and I wanted to thank Samika Sullivan, who did a wonderful job representing parents in the community as a great voice and advocate. But and it was great to welcome Lackawanna to our school. The superintendent and their SRO were really impressed with your high school. But everybody walked away talking about two people. That was Leo Nadrowski, a 12th grader, who did an excellent job, and of course your student board member, who's sitting to my left. And of course, when they said that there was a gaggle of press, there were more cameras than I'm used to, and I like to be in front of cameras. But Harjat took on, they promised one question and they fired three at her. And it was pretty clear that after she had thoughtfully answered and comprehensively responded, that the governor had to get out of the room because she was feeling pressure from Harjat, who could lead the state. So I just wanted to recognize her, and if you heard her or were part of that, just an amazing job you did handling that pressure and being put on the spot. So you're earning your money, which is what every board, collectively you all get the same amount, 0, but you earned your money that day. And I just wanted to say congratulations. You're leading your ambassador role and board member role already in the first month with great esteem, and really did a great job. So congratulations. It was a great visit. It was. I was so proud, as I said to Mr. Macri, and the way our schools looked. But of course, the students, our great students, stole the show, and that's the way it should be. To the point. It was a good conversation. They dismissed the press, and it was a good conversation with 10 of us, with the governor. This is, I think it was said a couple of times, and I listened to the radio show this morning on BEN that featured our district. This is about 10 years too late, what we're doing now. It's really about 10 years too late. And I was really impressed with the Lackawanna superintendent, who took this on her own without having, this legislation. But this is going to be, ultimately, this is for the betterment of our kids. And we talked about dopamine and all. it's going to be for the betterment of our kids. And I know it's only going to take 10, 20, 30 weeks, and we're going to start seeing positive results. So again, I'm asking for one major thing, that we come together as a community, parents, students, staff alike, and we implement this policy the way it was designed. We take it seriously, and when you do that, you'll see better results. Maybe it's going to take a few weeks of bumps and bruises, but ultimately it's going to lead to better mental health for kids. And I am really thrilled about it. As some of us mentioned earlier in the night, tonight was a heavy open house orientation night. Tomorrow it's a little, there's nothing orientating or open house tomorrow. It's a staff day. Tuesday we get back to open houses and orientations, various places around the district. And there are a few straggling orientation and open houses on Wednesday. I really like that the schools do it before the year starts. Wednesday is our first day, September 3rd. 1,507 staff members and 7,000 kids will be coming forth. I want to just remind parents, if you haven't done so and you're listening, sign up for the bus app, sign up the Remind app, get in the parent portal. That way, two-way communication will happen all the time. Get those apps if you haven't done so before. Also, Tuesday, September 2nd at Leneva Bond, there'll be a soft opening at 4 o'clock of the greenhouse. We'll have a soft opening that day at 4 o'clock. If you have a minute just to stop by, we're going to just kind of say welcome and, this is what it looks like. And down the line, we'll have a much more pomp and circumstance. That's Tuesday, September the 2nd at 4 at Bond. A question for the board, because I look at the upcoming meetings. The two meetings in September are on the 11th and the 25th. I'm going to look at Mr. Velardo on this one, only because I remember things you say, except about baseball. I don't remember too much about what you say about baseball. There are 34 NISBA resolutions. You know the routine we usually go through. You know where I'm going with this, Nick? You know where I'm going with this. Do you want to do them or not do them? I mean, remember how we had this conversation? I'm not picking on you. I'm just, you talked to me about this.
I appreciate it. And I mean, I've been to a number of these conventions and sat in on about 4 of these voting sessions in person. And online, I hear they're even worse. And the impact, they're just suggestions what the NISBA wants to present to the state. It has no impact on anything, and I think our vote is like a drop in the ocean. So I am in favor of not even bothering. But that's my vote. If you want to bring it up, that's fine. But if we want to do it, that's fine too. But to me, it doesn't really serve a purpose.
I didn't mean to push you on the spot.
No, that's fine. I mean, that's the way I feel about it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Are there any districts, I guess, how many districts do not participate?
I don't know a number, but there are some that don't. I don't know the number. Some don't. There's no requirement.
I mean, what they vote on in that packet that we get with it's all it is a wish list presenting to the state legislators, and that doesn't mean it's going to be brought up for a vote or a law passed. It's like a wish list, and I don't see any purpose in it.
I did the online one my first year on the board. I know Clara, I think a lot of us have done it. That's an interesting suggestion, Nick. Thank you for bringing that up, Mark. What would be the process to go through if we decided we wanted to opt out of that? Is that something that we have to vote on?
No, we wouldn't appoint a delegate, and we wouldn't send in our vote. We wouldn't participate on October 16th at 4 o'clock. We wouldn't vote on a delegate next month. That would be the process. There's no penalty. You don't lose money. You don't lose status. You just don't participate.
I mean, this is an organization of the school boards. It has nothing to do with the state or anything else. It's not a legal binding organization. Yeah, well, and some other, and most of these school districts have a pet peeve they want to put through, or a pet project that they're trying to push through and get support.
It's on the 16th
90% of the time it doesn't get passed in the state.
Well, I would suggest if we were going to do this, we would do the voting on September 11th. No, voting on the resolutions.
So before the 11th, we have to decide.
Right. And just so you know, on the 11th, if the reason why I want to start structuring the agenda to your liking is because we do need an executive session that could be lengthy on the 11th for two reasons. One is for child victims cases, and the second one is for a hiring process. That will take some time in executive session. Of course, I would go through the normal resolutions with you for voting for the 25th, and I would give you an opening of school status. If you wanted to add the NISBA resolutions, we could do it. Becky is really fantastic at doing it, and Judy's a really good scorekeeper, but it's up to you. Your choice, or we'll do it.
We have to.
Well,
actually go through the
I
process
could,
on that meeting.
excuse me, Mr. Bilson, I'm sorry. I could move it to the 25th. I mean, we could do it then. We could. I would take the capital projects off and do them in October.
Why don't we discuss it on the 11th?
Okay. Okay.
Discuss it on the 11th. Then if we turn it down, then leave the capital projects on.
Okay.
So we move it to the 25th. We have a conversation about it on the 11th.
Yes, sir.
And that's where we make our final decision.
Yes, sir.
Good suggestion.
Okay? All right, so we'll have that topic on there for the 11th. If so, then I'll rearrange the capital projects, which we can do at the first meeting. The capital projects presentation is really just a wrap up. We'll show you all the finished product. So I just want to give you enough time. And the 11th, just so the board members know, the 11th, there will be we haven't had an executive session in a while, but we do have a child victims case or cases to discuss. And we do have another procedural matter that's covered under the permissible reasons to discuss there. Pardon me, Mike. On the 11th, I would hope by 6:15. I would hope on the 11th. I'd like to give you a status of how we opened up school, just a quick verbal status on what worked, what didn't work. You know, where we are with cell phones. Yeah, and then secondly, we'll go through any resolutions and have Maria go through personnel, and then I would ask for executive session after that. And if you choose to, and I will ask the question, do you want Judy to put the NISBA resolutions on for September 25th? The answer is no, I'll put capital projects. The answer is yes, I'll move capital projects to the 9th of October. The other thing, just foreshadowing, and I'm sorry to be so long-winded here, on the 9th of October, I have asked the Maestro case people to come. Remember the Maestro case? Remember the case that we are in legal, we're in litigation with the state for funding? I've asked them to come on the 9th. That has not been confirmed. I've asked them to come physically here and have dinner with us so you can get an update on that case. We may have to have the attorney on the screen, but somebody will be present to speak to you about that. You are in as a district over $700,000. Yes. Yeah, it's in the $24 to $30 million range, Mr. Bass. But it keeps going to this court, appellate court, new court, traffic court. Yeah, it's in traffic court 1 week, then it goes to an appellate court, then it goes back to small claims court. I don't know all these courts. I never even heard of all these courts. It just keeps getting bounced around everywhere. So, but I do want you to have an update because you've invested in this.
It was a thing before I got elected, and this is year 10.
Yeah, it started in 2009. 2009. And again, we pay our dues every year, and there's 8 districts still in it. 4 of them are paying. We have not given our latest litigation payment, just so you know. But I've asked them to come on the 9th to make their case. Once that's confirmed, I'll let you know. In conclusion, I would like to say thank you for your support of our resolutions and personnel. To everyone, I wish them a great September 3rd, a great September 3rd. We are going to have our best year. I'm looking forward to it. I really know that safety first, followed by the need for great academics, and we'll continue to do good things for kids. And I know that on June 25th, we will have 450 kids ready with diplomas to successfully go out into the world of work or college. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's go around to the board members. We'll start with Mr. Bass. You have anything to say, sir?
It's good to actually be in person for first time in a while. I've been remote the last few meetings, so it's nice to be in this space and to finally meet Arjun in person. I'm praying that we have a successful year, that our students push themselves harder than they've pushed themselves before, that our staff digs deep and find innovative ways to be successful, and just continue on the upward trajectory and be what I know we can be. Thank you.
Mr. Capizzi. Sir? Mrs. Dunn.
I always have something to say.
Of course.
But anyway, I want to thank Maria for that detailed information. I appreciate that. I want to thank Mrs. Buckman and Mr. Corella for your detailed presentation, because it answered questions that's been asked of me, and now I know how to address them. And it's good to know that the state is approving our program in line with the science of reading. Thank you so much for that information. I got a lot out of it. And just for public knowledge to parents, I know of 2 backpack giveaways well, actually 3. One, legislator Jeffrey Elder is having a backpack and school supply given away. I think it's 1143 Ontario Avenue from 12 to 4. There's one at True Bethel Baptist Church at 12 o'clock, backpacks, food, and supply giveaways. And I forgot who's sponsoring the one at Calfus, but there's one at Calfus from 12 to 6. So any parents out there who's in need of school supplies and backpacks, those are 3 locations you can go to on Sunday. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Arjun.
I'm just glad to be here, guys. Everybody's amazing, and it's good to see that, we're working so hard as a district. Thank you.
And thank you. Mr. Velardo.
Yeah, I want to thank all the staff for getting the schools ready. The cleanliness of the schools were really great. The teachers are getting their classrooms set up. I walked in a couple of classrooms. They're all set and ready to go. And the teachers are getting their lesson plans all in order, and they're ready to go. And I just hope we have a very successful year. And I'm wishing all our students and teachers the best year possible. In the second hand, we were asked a question by Mr. Barksdale about what I would do if my child came home with a 30 on a test or a grade. And my answer to you is, I'd sit with my child and I would work with them. And if I couldn't help them, I'd get help either through the school district, special help, or tutoring. So there's reasons. Parents have to spend time with their kids. That's all I have to say. That's what I would do. And I think putting that burden on the school district is inappropriate.
Okay. Mr. Petrosi, sir.
Just a quick thank you, staff, for all your hard work. Good luck to everyone. May it be a great school year, and may we all be safe and good health.
Mr. Consemi.
Thank you, Ms. Carr. You did a great job. You did a great job. And Leo, Nerdowski, who was there also. I think he represented us with the highest esteem. Thank you. Mr. Barker, I just don't know why you want to keep condemning our school district and point out all the negatives. I'd feel very, very pleased if you came through someday and just gave us the positives. I don't know of another district that puts out that we put out for our kids. I don't care how much money they have, but we put out for them. I don't know of a teacher that turns away a kid. I know teachers that go in early in the morning to meet with a kid. Maybe we have to look and say they don't have a home and be honest about it. They have nobody at home to work with them or teach them. Our values are different today than they were in the old days. My kid did 30, he probably did 30. I can't just blame him. I can't blame the school. I can blame the community. Thank you.
Mr. Bilson.
In all the years I've been on the board, I feel like there's a lot of years now. I'm not there with the legends like Russ and Jimmy and Mr. Velardo, but I feel like the preparation for this school year makes me feel far better than I've ever felt going into a school year. I mean, even with the board, we showed up overtime this summer, and everyone has been putting in effort that's a member of this district to make sure that we're providing the absolute best for our students come Wednesday. So I think just what an impressive job. We could run down the list of everybody that was involved, but we know who they are. So wonderful job to everybody that's worked tirelessly since the end of last year to get to this point. And I'm confident it's going to be a great year. I do want to make one comment. This is the most I've ever had feedback from the community in my years being on the board, and it's specific to the cell phone process that's going to be taking place. And I've actually had some wonderful conversations with our administrators and the teachers. And I just want to say, one thing to keep in mind, we talk about the massive change that this is going to be for the children, right? But I don't want to diminish the fact that teachers have adapted to technology too for the better, over the years, and teachers have come up with some really great creative ways to educate our students. Whether it's being able to scan a QR code, or I can go down the list. So, I think we have to make sure that we're supportive of the teachers as well as the students, for what will be definitely an interesting change for everyone. So I just wanted to call that out because there's a lot that, has, one thing you said resonated with me, something that should have happened maybe 10 years ago, right, whatever it was. And in that period of time, like I said, the teachers and the staff and people that work in the district have adapted to technology just like the students have as well. So, we're here to support the children, the families, the teachers, anybody that needs assistance. But I think great job by the district to get this rolled out. So a wonderful job. And with that, good luck, everybody. Hope you have a great year.
Okay, I'll try to make this brief. Again, thank you to the staff for getting everything ready to go for this week. Hard work by Maria and company getting these positions filled. And as you see, as she said earlier, that is a lot of positions, okay? Making sure our finances are in order and our curriculum. Make sure I mention this. And this is also part of Mr. Weiss back there. It's a dedication to our teachers and our staff to put all this professional development together. I know of a lot of our teachers and spent a lot of hours in professional development to roll out our reading, our math, And there's other things I'm not touching on, but that is dedication by these people. And it makes me as a board member feel very proud that our staff and teachers care about the development of the education of our students. And that is foremost why we are here. I'm disappointed that we have 400 homeless, and whatever the factors are, breaks my heart. This morning I'm watching TV and I see Mr. Laurie's face on TV. And it's all good. It's all good. I was sipping my coffee. It was all good. I burnt my tongue, but it was okay. No. But okay, but anyways, yeah. Anyways, this is about our safe schools. And to see it, I'm trying to see who the bills released and cut. So I'm watching the news, weather. I'm trying to figure out what the heck's going to go on in my day-to-day.
I made the 53-man roster just in case
Yes.
you wanted.
Guard, number 64, I'm telling you. Okay, but anyways, what I'm getting at is they'll run that story every 40 minutes or 35 minutes or something like that. And on the bottom of that thing, you'll see the ticker. And the ticker is everything from they're going to convict this, they're going to do something to the Route 33 in Buffalo, and then there's us. And on the bottom of that thing, it says about our safe school. And that was good. It was on Channel 4, by the way, giving them a plug. But the important thing is, because what happened in Minnesota, the unfortunate, terrible tragedy, and I sit there and I listen to that little boy, and his friend shielded him, and I think he was 10 years old. And I thought to myself, my Lord. But I do feel, nothing is perfect. We don't know what tomorrow has in store for us here at this district. But I know, as a board member, and a kudos to these other board members, that we have appropriated the proper funding to have cutting-edge technology and try to keep our schools safe. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is fail-safe. But the training of our staff and all this technology, thank you, Ray, and Mr. Del Porto, that he left early. But I feel better that we have these things in place. And again, Niagara Falls High School may be one of the largest districts in this area, but let's try to make it the safest. And I think we have put the proper funding and the necessity in place. So I do sleep a little better at night being your president and your board member. Again, I'll lighten it up, and everybody have a good start to the school year. We'll be out there, us board members, we'll be thinking and we'll be looking, and we'll be praying, and we'll be making sure that everything goes well. And I'm sure it'll run pretty smooth. Thank you very much. Talking, I'm sorry. Okay, got our up-and-coming board meetings on September 11th and September 25th. I'd like to adjourn our meeting today in memory of a friend of ours here at the district, Pastor Fred Chambers. Mr. Anthony Colucci, dear friend of Joe, I might make this wrong, Sabady? Barbady? Okay, the S is silent, okay. And Joan O'Hara, a retired teacher. And we adjourn our meeting in the names of these nice people. Thank you. All in favor?